A software engineer turned $2,000 into over $1 million in just 2 years using cryptocurrency. Meet Terrence Leonard, the software engineer who proved that you don't need to be rich to get rich. In 2019, while most people were still confused about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, Terrence made a decision that would change his life forever. He took $2,000 from his savings account and invested it in digital money. By April 2021, that small investment had grown to over $1 million. This is the story of how a regular guy with a tech background became a crypto millionaire through smart moves, perfect timing, and strong nerves. Terrence Leonard wasn't born wealthy. He didn't get money from his family or get lucky with a startup. He was just a software engineer working a regular job at a tech company in Austin, Texas, living a normal life and trying to figure out how to build wealth like everyone else. His monthly pay covered his small apartment, car payments, student loans, and basic living costs, with just enough left over for small savings and the occasional weekend out with friends. But Terrence had something that most people don't have when it comes to investing. He understood technology really well. As a software engineer with over 5 years of experience building computer systems and databases, he could see the potential in blockchain technology when others just saw confusing digital coins and get-rich-quick schemes. During his lunch breaks and evening drives home, Terrence had been following the development of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies since 2016. While his co-workers talked about sports and weekend plans, he was reading technical papers about how blockchain systems work and smart contract programming. He wasn't obsessed with getting rich quick, he was genuinely interested in the engineering problems that blockchain technology was solving. Working in software development gave Terrence a unique view of cryptocurrency that few people had. While other people looked at Bitcoin and saw gambling, he looked at the underlying blockchain technology and saw the future. He understood how these systems work without needing a central authority. He knew the power of peer-to-peer networks from his experience building distributed applications. He recognized that this technology could change how money works around the world. In 2019, the cryptocurrency market was still recovering from the brutal crash of 2018. Bitcoin had fallen from nearly $20,000 to around $3,000. Most people thought crypto was dead. Traditional investors were calling it a scam. Financial experts were warning people to stay away. But Terrence saw something different. He saw an opportunity. The technology hadn't disappeared. In fact, development activity was increasing across many blockchain projects. Major companies were quietly building crypto-related systems. The fundamentals were getting stronger even as prices remained low. But understanding the technology was only part of the equation. Terrence also had the discipline to start small and think long-term. Instead of throwing his life savings into crypto like some people do, he started with just $2,000. This was money he could afford to lose without destroying his financial future. It was a calculated risk, not a desperate gamble. Terrence spent 3 months before making his first investment studying different cryptocurrencies, understanding their uses, and checking out their development teams. He created spreadsheets comparing market values, trading volumes, and technical roadmaps. He joined online communities where developers discussed the pros and cons of different blockchain systems. The timing of his entry into the market was almost perfect. In 2019, Bitcoin was trading at relatively low prices compared to where it would go in the next 2 years. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, was also cheap. Other promising projects were trading for pennies on the dollar. Terrence didn't know exactly which coins would perform best, so he spread his investments across multiple cryptocurrencies. 50% went into Bitcoin as the established leader. 25% went into Ethereum because of its smart contract abilities. The remaining 25% was split between 4 smaller projects that he believed had strong technical foundations. But here's what separated Terrence from most other crypto investors. He didn't just buy and hope for the best. He studied the market constantly. He read white papers, looked at project roadmaps, and followed development updates. He treated cryptocurrency investing like a part-time job, spending hours every week researching new projects and watching market trends. His software engineering background helped him understand the technical information about his financial situation. Despite these challenges, Terrence's success story represents something important about the modern economy. Traditional paths to wealth like real estate, stocks, and business ownership are still available, but they often require significant capital or connections to get started. Cryptocurrency created an opportunity for regular people with limited resources to build substantial wealth through knowledge, research, and calculated risk-taking. The barriers to entry were low. Anyone with a few $100s could participate, but success required thorough research, emotional discipline, risk management, and the patience to hold quality assets through volatile periods. Terrence's background in software engineering gave him advantages that most people don't have, but his success wasn't just about technical knowledge. It was about having the discipline to start small, the patience to hold through volatility, and the courage to increase his investment when the opportunity was right. These are skills that anyone can develop with enough dedication and education. The cryptocurrency market has changed significantly since Terrence's initial success. Prices are more volatile, competition is fiercer, and regulatory scrutiny is increasing. The easy gains of 2020 and 2021 may never be repeated. But the underlying technology continues to evolve, and new opportunities are constantly emerging for investors who do their homework and manage risk properly. Today, Terrence continues to be involved in the cryptocurrency space, but he's also diversified into other investments and business ventures. His success with crypto gave him the financial foundation to explore other opportunities and build long-term wealth. He represents a new generation of investors who understand that technology and traditional finance are merging, creating opportunities for those smart enough to recognize them early. He's also become passionate about financial education, particularly helping other tech workers understand how they can use their technical knowledge to identify investment opportunities in emerging technologies. The most important lesson from Terrence Leonard's success isn't about cryptocurrency specifically, it's about the power of combining knowledge, discipline, and calculated risk-taking to build wealth. Whether the next opportunity comes from crypto, artificial intelligence, renewable energy, or some technology we haven't invented yet, the principles that made Terrence successful will continue to work for people willing to apply them. His story proves that financial freedom is still possible for people willing to educate themselves and take calculated risks when the research supports it. Terrence didn't win the lottery or inherit wealth. He identified an emerging technology, invested what he could afford to lose, and had the discipline to stick with his strategy when it mattered most. In just 2 years, he transformed his financial future and proved that with the right approach, anyone can build wealth in the digital economy. The experience also taught him valuable lessons about wealth management, security, and the social dynamics that come with financial success. Managing $1 million portfolio requires different skills than managing a few $1,000s, and Terrence had to quickly learn about tax optimization, asset protection, and maintaining privacy. One of the biggest challenges was dealing with the constant volatility and the temptation to make emotional decisions. Even after becoming a millionaire, Terrence's portfolio would sometimes lose or gain hundreds of thousands of dollars in a single day based on market news or regulatory announcements. Learning to stay calm during these swings and stick to his long-term strategy was crucial to maintaining and growing his wealth over time. Terrence also had to navigate the complex world of cryptocurrency taxes, which are still evolving as governments figure out how to regulate digital assets. Every trade, every conversion between different cryptocurrencies, and every profit-taking event created a taxable event that needed to be carefully documented. He invested in professional tax software and worked with specialized accountants to ensure he was complying with all applicable laws while minimizing his tax burden legally. The security aspect of managing large amounts of cryptocurrency also became increasingly important as his portfolio grew. Unlike traditional bank accounts that are insured by the government, cryptocurrency holdings are only as secure as the measures taken to protect them. Terrence had to learn about cold storage, hardware wallets, multi-signature setups, and other advanced security practices to protect his digital assets from theft or loss. the actual code and technology behind each cryptocurrency. He could tell which projects had solid foundations and which ones were just riding the crypto wave without real innovation. As 2020 progressed, something amazing started happening. The cryptocurrency market began its historic bull run. Bitcoin started climbing from $4,000 toward $10,000, then $15,000, then $20,000, and beyond. Ethereum followed a similar path, rising from around $100 to over $4,000. The smaller coins that Terrence had carefully selected were performing even better in some cases. What started as a $2,000 experiment was becoming a life-changing windfall. But watching your investment grow from $2,000 to $10,000, then $50,000, then $100,000 creates incredible pressure. Every day, Terrence had to decide whether to sell and take profits or hold and risk losing everything if the market crashed again. Most people would have sold early and missed the biggest gains. Terrence held on. The key to his success wasn't just picking the right cryptocurrencies, it was having the mental strength to ride out the ups and downs. Cryptocurrency markets move fast and swing wildly. In a single day, Terrence might watch his portfolio gain or lose tens of thousands of dollars. Most people can't handle that kind of stress. They panic sell when prices drop or get greedy and buy more when prices are already too high. Terrence developed a systematic approach to managing his investments. He set specific targets for taking profits and stuck to them no matter what emotions he was feeling. When Bitcoin hit certain price levels, he would sell a small percentage of his holdings. When it dropped below other levels, he would buy more. This disciplined approach helped him maximize gains while protecting against major losses. By late 2020, Terrence's original $2,000 investment had grown to over $100,000. This was already life-changing money for most people. But Terrence could see that the crypto bull market was just getting started. Big investors like Tesla and MicroStrategy were starting to buy Bitcoin. PayPal announced they would support cryptocurrency transactions. The signs pointed to much bigger gains ahead. This is when Terrence made his boldest move. He cashed out his 401k retirement account and invested tens of thousands of additional dollars into cryptocurrency. This decision shocked his friends and family. Retirement accounts are supposed to be safe, conservative investments. Putting retirement money into volatile cryptocurrencies seemed crazy to most people. But Terrence had done his research. He understood that the cryptocurrency market was entering a new phase where big companies were starting to accept it. Major banks were launching crypto trading services. Governments were creating rules that made digital assets more legitimate. All of these developments suggested that cryptocurrency prices would continue rising significantly. The timing of his additional investment was perfect. In early 2021, the crypto market exploded upward. Bitcoin reached over $60,000. Ethereum hit new all-time highs above $4,000. Many smaller coins gained hundreds or even thousands of percent in value. Terrence's portfolio was growing by tens of thousands of dollars every week. By April 2021, less than 2 years after his initial investment, Terrence Leonard had achieved something most people only dream about. He became a millionaire. His cryptocurrency portfolio was worth over $1 million. A software engineer making an average salary had turned a small investment into generational wealth through smart research, perfect timing, and incredible discipline. But becoming a crypto millionaire created new challenges for Terrence. Suddenly, he had to make decisions about taxes, security, and long-term wealth management. Cryptocurrency gains are subject to capital gains taxes, which can be substantial for large profits. He needed to work with accountants and tax professionals to structure his investments properly. Security became a major concern as his portfolio grew larger. Cryptocurrency exchanges get hacked regularly, and individual wallets can be compromised by hackers or malware. Terrence had to learn about hardware wallets and other advanced techniques for protecting digital assets. One mistake could cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars. The psychological impact of sudden wealth was also significant. Friends and family members started treating him differently when they learned about his. Perhaps most surprisingly, the social aspects of sudden wealth proved to be some of the most challenging to navigate. Friends and family members who had initially been skeptical of his cryptocurrency investments suddenly wanted advice on how to get started. Some relationships became strained when people expected financial help or felt entitled to benefit from his success. Terrence learned to be more private about his financial situation and more selective about discussing investment strategies with others. Despite these challenges, Terrence's journey from a $2,000 investment to millionaire status demonstrates that extraordinary wealth creation is still possible for ordinary people in the digital age. His success wasn't based on luck or insider information, but on combining technical knowledge with disciplined investing principles and the emotional fortitude to stick with a long-term strategy during periods of extreme volatility. The cryptocurrency space continues to evolve rapidly, with new technologies like decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and blockchain gaming creating new opportunities for those willing to do the research and take calculated risks. While the explosive growth of 2020 and 2021 may not be repeated exactly, the underlying trend toward digitization of financial services and the adoption of blockchain technology across various industries suggests that opportunities for significant wealth creation will continue to emerge. Hit that like button if Terrence Leonard's crypto success story motivated you to start your own wealth-building journey.